Just before we start the video, I want to make you aware that I now have a Discord server, and this is the single best place to find me. In here there is a general chat as well as other things like a tech support thread, a user pics and videos thread. That's something I often get asked, is to check out your videos. And while that can quickly get lost in the comment section of YouTube, over here it's in one place that I can get to and see and monitor closely. So I would strongly suggest you guys come over if you want to catch up with me. There's already a great community in there and it's growing every day. There are other things in there as well, like a section on my 3D printing. There's a section for my Patreons, pretty much all going on. So click on the link in the description, come along and I'll see you in there. Hey guys, NJ here, super quick video today. We're looking at an FPV watch by Topsky. Nice cheap product, very functional. There are a couple of these floating out in the wild. There's one also by Boscam. We'll talk about the differences between the two in a bit. I haven't actually seen one of these since back in the day when Hobby King did a version of a similar thing, except it was a kind of bright orange leery looking thing. That is perfectly functional though. This however looks considerably slicker. Included in the box you get the manual, you get a micro USB cable for charging it because it does have a built-in battery, and you also get a little adapter which will allow you to attach this to something like your transmitter if you decide to not use the actual strap part of the watch and you want to use it for something else. So that's that in terms of the watch itself. Here it is, and it's pretty slick looking, to be fair. Nice soft silicone strap, plenty of adjustability there. If you've got skinny wrists like me, it will ratchet up to that fine. Doesn't look too huge and cumbersome, not something you'd wear around town, but certainly good if you're going to a race event. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. The other nice thing about this, obviously being the small form factor, is that you can use it, just sort of prop it up like that and use it as a screen to program or work out where you want your OSD elements and things like that. It's so quick and light and small to pull out, and you can hand it off to people when you go flying so they can see what you're doing. I normally travel with a powered monitor with me, which is considerably bigger than this, and this has kind of replaced the functionality of that, which is great. One thing I was concerned about was the brightness of the screen, because when you're in direct sunlight, that's often where these things fall over, especially if they haven't got a hood or a visor so that they stop the sun hitting the screen and washing it out. But it's actually a very good bright screen in here, and pretty comfortable to wear, as I say. There is the micro USB port on the side. It's a 300 milliamp 5-volt battery that's in there, and it pretty much lasts all day. When I've taken it, I've never had to recharge it. It's never run out. I mean, as long as you're conscious about turning it off and on only when you use it, between sort of handing it to friends to use and me using it while I was programming stuff out in the field, it lasted all day, no problem, so no complaints there. It's a 2-inch screen and the resolution is, bear with me 1 second, 320 by 240 I believe, which is yeah, it's plenty. The pixel density is plenty high to look very sharp and nice. A very pleasant picture actually. On the side here we've got an MMCX connection, which is good, nice robust connector, and a whip antenna. This comes with it, and it's got these 2 captive lugs here. Now what I will probably do is just clip one of those off with a pair of side cutters so that I can rotate this flat, because I know if I take that out I will lose it, so I would rather leave it attached to the watch but be able to rotate that down on its side. So that's probably what I'm going to do. On the side you've got dual purpose band and channel buttons here. The band button, you hold down, long press on that turns it on and off. Single press does the band. The channel button does the channels independently, 1 through to 8, and if you do a long press it does an auto scan, which is something that the Boscam one doesn't have. This will do a channel scan, which is great. So let me just do that long press on here and turn that on. Obviously it's going to be a little tricky to show you exactly how bright and clear and rich coloured this is, but you'll have to take my word for it. It's very, very good. So yeah, there we go. Let me just plug in. I've got a little Turtles cam here. Let me plug that in, and we should get, there's our picture. It's a little tricky to give you an exact representation of what I'm seeing, but I can tell you it's a very nicely contrasted picture. And again, I'll just put a picture up here of what it was like next to the Boscam one, because I was at a race event meeting where the two of us had one of these each side by side. And as well as not having the band scanner, this did have the superior picture. It was just a bit brighter, colours were nicer. So I actually think this is the better one. They're both similar prices as well. The only difference is the Bosscam one has a row of lights down the bottom to show you exactly what band and channel you're on, whereas here it's all done on the OSD with button presses. So yeah, if I wanted to change the channel, this guy down the bottom will cycle through the channels like so. 1 through 8, 7 and 8, and then if I want to change the band, it's the top one. But as I said, if I hold down the channel button feature and then let go, it will start. You can see it searching there, and it's going through A, B, E, F, I think race is going to come up, and then also L band, which hopefully none of you are using. But yeah, there we go. It's found the picture, no problem at all. So yeah, there's not an awful lot more to say about that, other than this has now replaced me carrying a monitor around, and yeah, in flight it's just really good. And of course, being an MMCX connection, you could, if you want, take that out and replace it with a circular polarized antenna. If you've got one with that connection kicking about, you've kind of got the option. I did mention that it comes with a little bracket here. You've got the Velcro with the corresponding, and what I see some people doing is mounting this to the top of their Tyrannus and then removing the strap parts and then clipping this in. So if you crash your quad out in the wild, of course, you can not have to keep dropping your goggles to see whether the video is strong or not as you try and walk towards it. You can just power this on and use this instead. So it's got a lot of function. I really like it. If you're interested in that, of course, links are in the description. But yeah, I like that. Okay, see you in the next one, guys.